Welcome back to the Campbell Woods. We're finally getting the garden put in. It's been a late year. We had this turned over a couple of days ago. And I've just cleaned out all the grass, and we've got some leftover manure, the last manure from the cattle operation they had here. There's still lots of it there, but this should be enough. I'll spread it in. And these are my raised beds. I had one onion survive over winter. And hopefully we'll get that in here. Tomatoes, some beans, some herbs. And the big veg will go in here. We'll get beets, carrots, some squash, maybe some rutabaga. And maybe 4 or 5 rows should do it. Hopefully it's good. And we've got wood supply seasoning up here. I haven't done wood for 3 weeks. Just taking a break. Ribs are starting to get sore. I injured them a couple years ago and aggravated it. Aggravated the ribs doing, I guess, 2 weeks, 3 weeks of wood. So there's 7.5 trees cut up in there. Mostly paper birch, yellow birch, and maple. And a couple of maple in there. And there's leftover wood from last year. Still tarped, so we won't put tarps on the sides this year. We're just going to tarp the top, and hopefully that deals with our moisture issue. We've got the skids. We thought that would help. There's still moisture in there when you cover up the wood pile, unfortunately, and we're getting the doors and windows in the shanty sheds there tomorrow, and that'll at least get that project almost finished. We still have to do the inside work on it. I'll have my radio room on the left side there, and we'll get it insulated, get a little wood stove in there. That should work. And I gotta make a trip to the dump for that garbage that's been sitting there since we did our clean out of the cellar after many years. A lot of interesting stuff came out of their old jars, which I think we'll hold on to. Antique glass vases. And it's another beautiful day, 30 degrees Celsius. You can see the potato fields are really exploding all through there. And there's soybean on the other side. So that's where we are at this, and I'll get this garden hopefully finished in the next day or so. Just get it knocked off and get the veg and the herbs growing for another season. Well, after 3 hours of getting the sod out of this garden, got it planted yesterday. So, got yellow peas, yellow beans, a couple of rows. We've got beets. We've got winter cabbage and something else in there. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think that's it. And that's our herb garden. We got some onions left over from last winter. They survived. Got my tomatoes in and some carryover. I have to get some more herbs to fill this box raised bed up. Hamish is going through my planted bed there, hopefully. A little cooler. We've been in hot tropical temperatures here today, and getting a trip to the dump. We're getting our doors and windows in the shanty sheds for my radio room. So with that, summer colors are in. The neighbor Benji, Kevin helping out. They're great carpenters. They put the east side of the house on, the siding and the deck, and they put a new porch on after our fire. And they're now measuring up the windows and doors, so that's good. So we will be checking in with you again. Oh, we're in the back orchard. We've got crabs and wild pears here. I'm trimming up around the fruit trees here. Getting a little wild, but the flowers are so pretty it's hard to take them out. It really is. I got these horse daisies, some kind of a phlox here. It's beautiful. Of course, the spud potatoes are doing well. It's cool the last couple of days after a heat wave, a mini heat wave. Things are coming around nice in the yard. The garden's in, about 95% in. We're getting our sheds completed. And we got our fire pit area there, and apple trees on the other side of my truck there. It is a nice place to drop into. I trimmed around these apple trees that we grafted from a yellow transparent and a Honeycrisp. It's going to be called the George, after one of my ancestors. Created the apple many years ago. Down to the cottage tonight. Always loves the wildflowers too. These colors are just stunning. There's like an orchid or rose of Sharon that comes up right here. Very pretty. We had an old English rose brought back from the farm when my grandfather was a boy. He found it digging up somewhere years later, and we took it back to Toronto. Brought it back here, unfortunately. In our renovations and siding, our contractor dug it out. We didn't even think about it. It was out of blooms. Out of bloom, out of mind, I guess. Look at those colors. That is stunningly beautiful. See our shanty sheds have come a long way. Finally get them done and get them moved out. All the stuff that's in the shed's better organized. There's a lot of stuff still in there from our move that doesn't need to be there. Beautiful fire put. This pine tree was on its knees a couple of years ago. It has come right back. Although I've never got pine warblers here. They should be here, but they're getting hard to get back where I'm from in Ontario. Fewer and fewer. The pine trees are all dying. We've got our wicker furniture here. Pulled out front. I guess the boys have gone for a break. It's been hard at it. This compressor we found, our uncle's. We got most of the attachments, but we still need one more apparently. Gotta buy a lot of attachments here. There's where my radio room is going to be here, the ham shack. This is storage. That's why we haven't put windows on the sides there. Who knows? It could be a bunkie. We'll see. For now, they're both storage. And I had a problem getting my generator going. Old fuel is usually the case. And that's what we're dealing with here, I think. Is old fuel. So with that, this beautiful Friday at the end of June, we'll say see you later till the next one. Over and out.